Hi and welcome back. So I did 2 doggy portraits, and I don't want to talk about the portraits on their own. I want to talk about the production of them and the materials I used. They're both made on pastel mat, and even though this one is smaller, if we put it on top of the other, you can see that I approximately covered the same kind of area with it on the 2 drawings. They're comparable. Now I did this one with the expensive art grade Albrecht Dürer pencils from Faber-Castell, and this one was done with some much more inexpensive pencils from Stabilo, the Stabilo Aquacolor. There was a huge difference between how nice these were to make. This one, I sat down, I had my outlines and my trace done, and I just sat down, I filled in the colors, I adjusted the colors, I added the little shadows, I removed the little shadows, I played around with them, I was working on how I wanted the eyes to look. I worked on his nose, the pink on his nose, and I was just thinking in colors and shadows and details and stuff. Didn't think about my pencils much. There was a point where my white was a little blunt, so I sharpened it a bit, and I think I sharpened 1 or 2 of the others as well. But that was not the majority of my time. The majority of the time I was sitting here drawing, adding a little water. I was doing my art, and I was enjoying myself, and the picture just kept on looking better and better for each layer I put on, and I was like, yeah, I like this. This one with the inexpensive pencils. You can see this is super shiny. It has lots of shiny areas in here, and that is because these pencils, there's a lot more wax in these. So even though the wax is water soluble, it still builds up in the paper, even when you add water. And I have actually saturated the paper thoroughly at places here. I can't change anymore in those parts any longer. The paper won't really take anymore. Doing this, I was thinking about pencils a lot, because I had colored in maybe her shoulder here, and I needed to sharpen my pencil because it had worn down, not just a little bit, it had worn down all the way down to the wood. Sharpened it, did a little bit more, had to sharpen it again. So that pencil disappeared pretty quickly, and then when it started breaking, it was of course disappearing even faster. So this small portrait cost me about half a pencil. So yeah, I could maybe do another portrait with this set, and then I would have to buy a new set, because if I had to repeat this one, I would, after the next portrait, there wouldn't be much left of the blue, green, and the dark brown. And at least the dark brown, I'm pretty sure is only in the larger 36 set. So I have to purchase 36 pencils, even though I was just out 3. And that's a problem. Because even though they're inexpensive pencils, 36 pencils still cost a good deal of money. These ones, I've taken out the primary colors, the colors I used the most in each set. Here it was mostly the white and the black that I used. The white more than the black. And this one haven't been sharpened, I believe. One of them is full. This is a full pencil. You can see there's not a lot missing. That means I can do at least, and I'm putting this low, I can do at least 6 more portraits like this, that size, with these pencils before I have to worry about if I run out of white. That means that I can do 3 times as much drawing with each of these pencils than I can with each of these over here on average. So let's do the math. I looked up a lot of prices and discussed a lot of things with myself. The Stabilo 36 set currently costs €17.61 on Amazon Germany. I didn't want to compare it to an Albrecht Dürer 120 set, which is the one I actually have, but let's compare it to a 36 set. So the 36 set currently costs €45.82. That is, the difference is about 2.5 times more expensive to buy the Albrecht Dürer than the Stabilo set. So after 6 portraits, I would actually start saving money by using the Albrecht Dürer because they last longer than the Stabilo pencils, and over time that sums up to quite a lot. Plus, there's the other fact. I already mentioned it. If I run out of 3 colors, I have to buy 33 other colors with them that I strictly does not need yet. And some of them I might not never need. After 4 packages, I probably have 4 purples sitting that I am not ever gonna get used up. If I use up my white pencil as an example here, maybe this turquoise thing, I go down in my local store and I paid what, €2.50 each pencil, buy the colors I need, take them home, and that's the pencil I actually use. So that also saves me a lot of money. Yes, I bought the 120 set because I had a little bit of a full set mania at the time, but at least I only got 1 purple in there that I'm not ever gonna wear out. Instead of keep accumulating colors I don't use, I only buy the ones I actually do use. I'll probably get through the reds and the purples that I don't use so much eventually. So over time, what I will actually have is the set of pencils that is attuned to my need. If I keep buying the Stabilo pencils, I will accumulate a lot of pencils that I never use. If I'm lucky, the pencils I use the most is included in the 12 set, so I only have to buy 12 at the time, but it is still more expensive to buy a 12 set than it is to go and buy a couple of Albrecht Dürer pencils. So I find it really hard to argue for buying inexpensive art supplies because your experience is not good or not as good. Quite frankly, this looks a lot better than this. It has a little bit of shiny spots too because I really added in lots of layers at places, but it's nowhere as bad as this one. Plus, even though the paper here is full and shiny, these actually still would layer on top of that. Here I could start to feel the slickness where it can't take anymore. So the inexpensive art supplies are more expensive in the long run. They're not all that much fun to use, and they actually make my art look worse than it is necessary. That's I think that's actually a big deal. So what to do? I don't want to shame anybody out for having bought the inexpensive stuff. It's also fair enough to say, okay, I go and I buy a whatever set of, for instance, watercolor pencils to try them out because I don't know if it's a medium I would like. And if you got a set that is quite decent and you actually like using them, but you can't get them open stock, then when you need a color, if I'm running out of this brown, I'm absolutely not buying another set of Stabilo pencils. I will take one from one of the 15 other sets I got. Or I would go down and I would buy an Albrecht Dürer pencil in the color that comes the closest to this brown and use that. And then over time, next time I would probably buy a green and a blue, and again end up with a set that is of the good stuff that is attuned to my needs. I have made this argument before with watercolors. Buy a decent set of student grade watercolors when you have worn out, say, the phthalo blue or something of that. Go and buy a pan of phthalo blue of a good quality art grade, because again, it's the same with watercolors. There's a lot more fillers in the student grade stuff, so you actually go through that faster than you do with art grade. So over time, again, you will actually save money because you don't have to go and replace those pans all the time. But if you're invested in your art and you want to do art and you have found a medium that you like and you want to go on, I really encourage you to go and treat yourself to the good stuff. And don't tell me that your art is not there yet, you do not yet deserve it and stuff. Yes, you do. Whatever skill level you're at, your art will you will see a jump in how good your art looks just by getting some good stuff that supports you, instead of using inexpensive, low quality stuff that worked against you. So that's my rant for this time. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye bye.